Okay, here we go. With a bit of luck. Right, starting off a kit. This one is a simple flashy light thing. It's got 10 lights and it just flashes them in sequence. I'll explain more or less how it does it in a bit. All the bits are in the bag. We need to, first of all, make sure that everything's in there, sort them out and get ready to build it. So, let's open it up and have a look. Yep. We'll have a look at the diagram first. It's got the parts list on this side and a schematic on this side. Don't know if you can see that. Yeah, more or less. It's a bit flicker if I bring it up, isn't it? Well, that's going to be awkward. No, but anyway, basically there's two integrated circuits, a 555 timer and a 4017 counter. This basically provides pulses to this. This counts the pulses. Every time it gets a pulse, it steps one LED on. So basically sends a pulse, first LED light, sends another pulse, second LED lights, sends another pulse, third LED lights, and then when it gets along to the end, it steps back. So they should go flash, 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 flash. And the battery over here, and just a few odd bits and bobs to make it all work. There's a couple of resistors, some capacitors, the two circuits, the LEDs, and some resistors to limit the current through the LEDs because the integrated circuit can't drive the LEDs very bright. It can, bright enough to see, but not bright enough to be very bright. So, on the other side is the component list. It tells you, all in Chinese unfortunately, but it tells you what they are. The resistors are R3, R12, R20. Basically those, there's some 1K resistors, 2.2, well, hang on, there's, there's one of those, several of those, 10 of those, we'll count them in a minute. One capacitor, marked 104p, 1 microfarad electrolytic, the 4017 IC, whoops, some LEDs, D1 to D10, some pins. Oh, that's the two chips, the 8-pin and the 16-pin chips. A variable resistor, that's a potentiometer, I'll show you that in a sec. What's that? Oh, that's the pins for the power in, little just header pins. The printed circuit board and two sockets for the two ICs. So let's have a look and see what we've got. Yep. Keep it all out. Right, well, there's the circuit board. As you can see, let me get it right. All the component positions are marked on there. So D1 to D10 is where the LEDs go. The resistors for those go along here. Two integrated circuits go there where it says 555 and there where it says 4017. Sorry about the focus here. The power in jack there. What's that one? Oh, that's one of the capacitors. The other capacitor's up there. That's the potentiometer to adjust the rate, and there's a couple of resistors in there. So basically that's it, and all the circuitry is on the other side. We poke the things through the hole and solder them. So let's see what we've got. I would zoom down, but that's going to make it flicker, so I'll bring things up. There's 10 resistors, those must be the 1K ones. One of these other two resistors. The resistors are these blue things with two wires coming out the end that look like that. They've got coloured bands on them. That's the coloured code that tells you what value they are. I'll explain that in a minute. So that's the resistors. We'll put those, tell you what, we'll put those up there for a minute. The LEDs, there should be 10 of those. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay. The 555 timer. Don't know if you can see the little number on there actually, but it says 555. Can I bring it up any closer and get it? Yeah, you might be able to see that, or you might not. Is it upside down? I can't see. I haven't got my glasses on. Yeah. But anyway, that's the 555. That's the 4017 chip. You can see some of the pins are a little bit bent. We'll have to straighten those out in a minute. Before we go, well, not in a minute, but when we've got it all fixed and we plug them in. There's the two IC sockets. They've got bent pins as well. They'll need straightening out before we bung those in, the 4 pin and the 16 pin. That is an electrolytic capacitor. It's quite a small one. That's a 1 microfarad. They need to go in the right way round. They're polarized, so they've got a negative terminal and a positive terminal. The negative one is the one marked with the whitish band. You see that? Like that. They'll all electrolytics will have a whitish band or a negative mark that tell you where it is. This is a little ceramic capacitor. The value of that, it says 104, which I think will be 1 nanofarad, because it's 10, then 4 zeros, picofarads, which I think is it? No, it's 0.1 microfarads. So 10 nanofarad, yeah, something like that. Anyway, what I'll tell you in a tick. And the 2 little pins for the power in, the header pins, and the potentiometer, the variable resistor. Can we focus? Yeah, there. That's just, I think that's just for adjusting the flash rate, but we'll see. Now the LEDs, the 2 components here, well, 4 components need to go in the right way. The chips are marked. You see that little dint in the end? That's the mark that tells you which is pin 1. Pin 1 is up there at the same end as the little dint. And the 555 has got the same, a little dint at the end. There. And if you look on the circuit board, they're marked with a little dint, so you know which way around they go. It's easy. The LEDs, they have to go in the right way around. The negative lead is the short one, and it's also marked with a little flat bit on the side of the case. Can you see just there? There's a little flat bit on the side of the case. That's the negative lead. It's always worth testing them actually, because sometimes they come out to the factory a bit dodgy. But anyway, we'll need to check on the values of the resistors and things. So let's put these, we'll leave one LED out to test it, because I want to show you how to test it. The rest of the stuff can go back in the bag for now while we check out the resistors. Yep. Oh, we'll check out the variable resistor as well. Right, the colour code on the resistors. This is a 5-band colour code. You'll find 3-band colour codes, 4-band colour codes, and I think 6-band colour codes as well as 5. The 5 is the most common these days, I think. I find them quite difficult, but there are charts online and little things that will tell you how to work out the value of the 5-band resistors. But basically, the first band is the first number, the second band is the second number, the third band is the third number, and then the 4th band is the number you multiply it by to get the value, and the last band is the tolerance, i.e. how much it can go above or below its value and still be counted as the right value. So for the 5-band, the 1Ks, which we've got, the 1K resistors at the top there, we should have, I think, 10 of those, did I say? Yeah. They should be in the, whoops, dropping those, the 5 colour bands. They should be, I think, brown, black, black, brown, brown, because it's 100 multiplied by 100 and 1% tolerance. But if you look at